So the purpose of this video is to, I'm just going to go more in depth about why I put Fall 80 at number 16, and explain that, yes, I was actually going to put it farther towards the back, but realized it didn't deserve that. But that's all this is. It's more thoughts on a tour I've already talked about, rationalizing my decision, inspired by an excellent series of comments I got on the last video. So anyways, yeah, so that's all this is. So not really new information, just more thoughts about Frank. Okay, watch if you want. Hello, my name is Shaggy, the Opinionated Hippie, currently ranking and reviewing the 26 Frank Zappa tours that he did in his life that I have determined to be called tours. And I recently, this morning, posted my number 16 tour review, the Fall 1980. And in defending or explaining why it fell to 16 or deserved to be as high as 16 or lowest, whatever, defending its position, I sort of threw You Are What You Is under the bus. I should have thrown Tinseltown Rebellion under the bus also. That there were just way too many of those songs, and it's not something I want to hear live. And Frank's guitar playing was great, but that kind of soured it for me. And he pointed out, along with pointing out a lot of other excellent things. Oh, Coaster Magic X2 pointed out in a comment for that video. Check out, there's 2 comments. They're both excellent. Coaster Magic X2 pointed out that statistically speaking, it wasn't really that much of a You Are What You Is tour. Yes, the summer tour was. I've already ranked that one much closer towards the back. The 81 tour had many more You Are What You Is songs, but that's not going to be ranked for a while. And so me saying that it was essentially a You Are What You Is tour was kind of wrong. And I actually wrote this about 20 plus years ago while reviewing the Fall 80 tour for a webpage that I did. And I'm just going to read it to you because I don't want to print it up and whatever. But anyways, this is what I actually said about the tour about 25 years ago. The You Are What You Is tour part 2. That is always the impression I've had about this tour until I did this page, that is. While there are shows that contain an obscene number of You Are What You Is compositions, there are also a number of shows that contain absolutely none, 0 such tunes, and many shows that only contain 2 or 3 such tracks. I guess the specter of the summer tour hangs ominously over this outing, creating the false illusion that this was another You Are What You Is fest. It definitely is not. In fact, listening to this tour as much as I have been lately, I think that this may be one of the great overlooked tours of Frank's career. I don't think I believed that when I wrote it. Yes, I believe the part about it not being a You Are What You Is fact. Those are numbers, those are statistics. I believe in science. But I don't really think it was one of Frank's great overlooked tours. Though on paper it looks like it, the quality of the solos look like it, everything about it, I understand why people would think it's like a top tier tour. So I was trying to figure out why I don't like it. And why I don't go and listen to shows on this tour as much as I listen to shows on other tours, even tours that have already been ranked. I wanted to put this later back in the list, but I knew it didn't deserve to be that low or that far back. So I held on to it for a couple more, and I had to get it out. And I can't quite put my finger on what it is about this tour that disappoints me. It leaves me some weird emptiness inside that other Frank tours generally don't. But I think I know what it is. And so I'm just going to ramble on with this theory right now before I forget it. But I think Frank's greatest guitar year ever was 1979. If I had to take a dozen guitar solos and put them against any other dozen guitar solos, I'm pretty sure I could get 12 solos from 1979 that would beat all other solos. Lot of Inca Road solos, those Persona non grata opening solos, just the general, almost any of the opening solos, no matter what vehicle they're in, some of the Easy Meat solos, things like City of Tiny Lights, which contain like an Outside Now in the middle of them, just Pound for a Brown solos towards the end of the tour, just the best solos. Giving away a future video. 1979 has not yet made this list for that exact reason. But I would say I could take 12 solos from 79 and every other tour would not be able to go head to head with those 12 solos. They come close. I mean, there's some peaks. They're not like, it's not like Mount Everest and everything else is like a hill. But still, I will take 79 over any other tour. And that was, it's a symbiotic relationship. So that was not only because of Frank's playing, but that was also because of Arthur Barrow's bass work and Vinnie Colaiuta's drum work. You can throw the other musicians in the mix and what they contribute, but really, I think it's those three that created the conditions that led to the magic of so many of those guitar solos. Check out Occam's Razor for one on One Shot Deal if you want one example of what I think are just the absolute best of Frank's playing. So they created those conditions, and it was just lightning in a bottle for a month plus, right? And so you almost like when you reach that level of like greatness after many, 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 many years of greatness, and you're greater than what you've been. Frank was great in 78 and 77 and 76 and 75 and 74, and now he's the best he's ever been. You kind of have to come down at some point, right? So 80, he had David Logeman for the summer tour. Again, Logeman was no Colaiuta. You can tell that in the solos. They're sort of they're great. They're fun. They're If Only She Would Is from that tour are fantastic. They're definitely not slouches. The solos are pretty good. But they're definitely nowhere near like the Inca Roads from 79. And then Colaiuta comes back in fall 80. And again, you can tell they're locked in right away. You can tell they're like comfortable with each other. Frank is like hitting it hard, pedal to the metal. Like it's really some very intense guitar playing. But even at their greatest moments, the If Only She Would Us, the Pick Me I'm Cleans, the occasional tortures when they got weird towards the end, those don't ever reach, I think, that sustained brilliance that they had in 79. They just couldn't do it. And there's a little bit about how that like magic is lost quality throughout the entire set list for as great as they are. Like the torture never stops. Yay, it's back, but now it's got this crazy Spreckestein stuff in the middle, and it's no longer this sort of slowly building intense cauldron of like molten lava that erupts into this magical solo. No, now it's like a set piece with a bunch of different solos. Great, I'm not complaining about it, but it's a completely different vibe. And so I think a lot of the songs on this tour have a completely different vibe that is not as magical as 79. And then 81, Frank has a whole new rhythm section in Tunis and Wackerman who are bringing it and bringing it hard from the get-go. November 1981 are probably some of Frank's all-time best solos. He has figured out what to do with Vi, and he's writing songs like Sinister Footwear and Drowning Witch now has this full, the lyrics appeared in 80, but now it's got this full vehicle. Maggio, What's New in Baltimore, all these he brings envelopes back again, and it's just, he's taking Vi's sort of sharp edge metallic energy and he's incorporating that into his guitar playing. And it's just, there seems to be something lost about the Fall 80 tour. As fantastic as it is, and as amazing as the guitar playing is, and the set lists really are no slouch at all. They don't contain as many You Are What You Is songs as I said they do, though they do contain probably too many Tinseltown Rebellion songs. I don't need to comment about that. I'm probably wrong about that. Again, there's something about the tour that I just can't invest into the way I can in other Frank show tours. I don't know what it is. And I'm trying my best to sort of explain that. And I would love comments if anybody has thoughts about this. I know there are people out there who absolutely love this tour. So I would love to know what it is that you find other than the guitar solos that's really special about this tour. I mean, Vinny is great. Arthur is great. The band is great. Frank's guitar playing is great. I recognize all that, but there's something just fundamentally lacking about this tour that, like, if I were to go and pick a random show, let's say an equal sounding quality show from any tour, this would probably be one of the last tours I go to for some strange reason. I don't know what it is. But anyways, that's just me rambling on more about this tour. And I had a thought that it has to do with Frank's guitar playing. And maybe Frank was bored and just needed new play partners. He needed new toys in his toy box. And Wackerman and Tunis brought that, because 81 and 82 were beasts, people. Beasts. And 80 is great, but it's not a beast, in my opinion. But that's it. More thoughts. Go back to my last video and check out Coaster Magic X2's comment. He also has recommendations for some great shows. So, anyways, thanks. Subscribe. Leave your own comments below. Thanks for watching. Sorry for wasting your time. Didn't I say this was just going to be my thoughts about the tour? I think I did. All right, I hope I did. If not, I'll add that in the beginning. So if there's an intro, it's because I forgot to say what the purpose of this video was. All right, peace. Take care. Thanks.